Hello YouTube and welcome back to The Room. Now I've really been enjoying this game and talk about frustrating, I've already done this video and found out that my microphone was up here, so I sounded like this for an entire 2-hour video. So I have actually just completed this game and I am going to do it again so that you can see what I did. Now I'm going to fix this. There's two things I'm going to do. One is I'm going to get a light, because it is a bit dark in here, and two, I'm going to get a proper freestanding microphone so that that doesn't happen again. So, let's begin. Now, I've just got to remember what I did. So, all this stuff on top is not important just yet. And what we need to do is find the first openable thingamy, which is... I've literally just finished this and yet I've completely forgotten what I was doing. There we go. So that rotates, and we're going to put that in there. No, we're not. We're going to bring that around there. Put that in there. Bring that down to there. Put that there. Put that in there. And then that gives us a square hole. And then I'm going to come over to... and find the next... Does that push down? Nope. Let's have a look through here. There we go. So we're going to move that to there, and that down. So this is another one of those puzzle boxes, and we shall read the note. July 15th. My research into the null element continues at pace. Given the nature of its origin, I am increasingly convinced that it is somehow tied to my very soul. Its properties are becoming clear. It derives a colossal energy from somewhere. I have fashioned a device through which to channel and focus it, but I'm fearful of further experimentation. I lack the understanding to control it. I actually find it a lot easier to read notes a second time when reading out loud. So let's have a look at this puzzle box. So this is one of those move the marble games, and we need to move the marble up to there, and then bring this one around to there. I apologise that this isn't my first time playing this. I am just as frustrated as you probably are. Nothing more frustrating than having to redo something. I've already done this part. Hang on. Let's think about this logically. So I need to get the ball onto this one. And that lines up with there. So which other ones line up with there? That one does. Does that line up here? Yes, it... No, it doesn't. That one does. Does that line up anywhere here? No. And that lines up to there. And there. So I need to get back to there. There we go. And now we need that one. And then we put that there and put that in there. An ordinary key. So we need an ordinary keyhole, like this one. So that's moved that. So now we can do this. Ah, too fast. My mouse is a bit sensitive. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Must be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That must go all the way. There we go. It's a frame for a piece of paper with a viewing lens and a small square peg. So we look at the house, and nothing exciting, but we turn on our magic spyglass, SIGIL. So another thing that I have done for this one, you might have noticed, is I've turned the mouse on so you can actually see the mouse cursor moving, just to make it a bit easier when I'm pointing at things. So we've got a square peg there, so we'll put that in there, and go S, I, G, I, L. A bright blue crystal emanating a strange light. July 29th, a new discovery has shaken me to my core. To investigate the reflective properties of the null... to investigate the refractive properties of the null element, I fashioned lenses from it. To wear one is troubling and exhausting in equal measure. I am shown visions that are beyond my comprehension. The visions turn darker the deeper into the earth I go. I have relocated my study to the North Tower. I can no longer visit the wine cellar. Every time I start doing a YouTube video, I start getting an itchy nose. It's ridiculous. So we're going to put the blue crystal in here. No, we're not. Why are we not going to put the blue crystal in here? We're going to put the blue crystal in here. And we're going to focus that beam. And now we have a tiny weighted flywheel. So, where is somewhere a flywheel could possibly go? How about here? No. How about here? There's a wheel missing here. There's a hidden compartment with a hexagonal piece of map and some sort of device for reflecting light. So watch out for those reflectings and refractings. So we'll put this in here. And then we'll push this button, which opens up a panel over here, and we'll press that button, which will open up another panel, and then we press this button, which will open up another panel, which gives us a key. A brass key with multiple folding parts. I think we've seen a few of those before. But then we can go back and push this one, which opens up this one, and this one. I've already done that one. I'm running out of time. And that gives us another piece of the map. So we will put the brass key in here, like this. Put one of those up there, one of those up there, one up there, and like so. And then we'll line this up gently. So that's actually probably okay. No, it's not. So that one must go. Put that there for now. That one must go there. This one must go here. This one must go here. And then we'll get rid of that one, and see if that fits. Look at that. Another small reflecting device. So that goes back over here in the same spot. And this was a little bit tricky to get just right. So we use our lens, and then we've got to bounce the light off of these things. When I saw that the first time, I was just blown away by how pretty it was. So we've got another piece of the map, piece of South America. I think we need 4, but we'll put these in. So we've got one there. And one there. And that gives us a crank handle. And one there. And the crank handle will go in here. And this is another one of those line up the things. What I didn't realize the first time was you can actually rotate this. So we've just got to get this to line up. That whispering is a bit creepy. And that gives us an intricate wooden box. And the wooden box has a little bit of a secret as well. If you rotate this and turn that, that happens. And it reminded me of the Lament configuration when I was doing that. So that star, that's a square peg. That star needs to go a star-shaped indentation. So that gives us a telescope, which gives us a combination to this keypad. And a final piece of the map. August 9th. The Circle were right all along. How can I have been so blind? I have discovered a passage in their Scriptus Noti, an incantation lacking the energy source to drive it. Well, I have such a source. This night I summon Ashtaroth, whom the Babylonians called Ishtar, Prince of Accusers and Inquisitors, and he can discover all secrets. Once correctly bound, all knowledge of the null element can be mine. I can barely contain myself. There is so much to prepare. And this is where it gets really cool. Chapter complete. So that previous chapter I actually flew through at a rapid rate of knots, even the first time around. It wasn't too difficult, but this took a wee while, and then the final one's really hard. So now we've opened up this table, we need to find things to do, such as that. So now we have another brass winding handle. August 15th, something is wrong. I followed the incantation to the very letter. Ashroth did not appear. There were no answers to be had. More questions. The visions have increased. They gather to me, and I cannot stay in one place for long. I try to monitor them, but the lens hurts my eyes. I have a mixed solution for the pain. For those that follow and find this journal, I lack the power to describe this. There is no concept within the human sphere of which to explain it. The house is so much larger now. There are rooms everywhere. So now I have a brass handle. I need to find somewhere to put it. Now logic would suggest that hole there, but that's not correct. So now we have another one of these puzzles. And we put the brass winding handle in there. And this is the same as the book back in chapter 2, I think it was. We just need to rotate that to there. So now the rest of this puzzle, or the rest of this chapter, depends on this panel here, which when we put the looking glass through, we can see various things. So we need to align that, once again, with the correct thing. And I can't move the knife in this one. And you'll notice also in the background Mayan architecture, which is kind of cool. I hate these puzzles. Actually, I have a feeling this doesn't rotate yet, does it? I had a feeling we did have to rotate that knife. There we go, you can rotate it. So now we have the dagger, and we put the dagger where it was in the picture. Now we have a planetarium. So back to this panel, and we have a solution for that keypad. So all the way through this chapter, this panel is giving us the answers we need. And now the planetarium is alive. And we go back to this panel. And we can see we have to make this symbol. And you can see now also through the panel we're looking into space, which is kind of cool. So we've got another combination here, which looks a bit like a letter Y. And that's not the correct way of doing it. A large gold amulet. That goes in here. And another trick I didn't realise is we can rotate this. So we go back to our panel, and we can see here we've got a structure. And again, this is just another combination to that keypad. So we've got on the bottom we've got 2, and then in the next row we've got 1. And 1 at the very top. And finally 2 in that last row. The energy source harnessing the null element. One thing about this game is you do feel very rewarded when you finally figure out a puzzle that you're stuck on. Now we're in Stonehenge. So this bottom level doesn't move, only these top ones. So let's put the thing on the thing. Chapter complete. Now this one looks pretty straightforward. Like, there's not a lot of panels and things. Where on earth am I? But this is the hardest one of them all. Half the problem is just trying to find where you've got to do things, but let's continue. So we're in a strange sort of an engine room here, and we have another note. A queer sense of movement, not quite turning, not quite falling. I felt myself cross the threshold, and visions abated. Perhaps they only serve to drive me from this place. The route back closed behind me, but a way forward opens ahead. Something is drawing me on. In case you are with me, I will try to guide you along the path. I pray you never come. I pray you are just another of my dreams. And you'll also notice these 2 notes here. So, let's get into it. So that gives us those, but no combination. That's locked at the moment, but there's a thing here. And that gives us these. But we need cogs to plug in. So we will have another quick look around just to make sure I haven't missed anything there. And we'll go back to this. So, here we go. A small gear. So obviously the small gear, and it's a triangle gear, the hub's a triangle shape, goes on here. And now this is another one of those marble puzzles. So we need to turn on that one. and that one. That one, that one. Those two unlock that. It's tricky to get this right. At last. A metal orb. There's something strange about it. This is a little bit tricky. Well, that wasn't so difficult that time. Another small gear. So the small gear goes where you'd expect it to, in here, and it's got a square hub, so it goes on there. And it gives us this key, which is actually the key to a lot of puzzles. And these tarot cards, old faded tarot cards, are actually a red herring. They do nothing. So the key goes in here, and this is where it starts getting a bit tricky. This is a giant music box. And when we turn the key, various different parts of it will open. So that turns that. And then the first time I played this, I thought that was it, but I didn't realize this is still turnable and has 3 positions. So this gives us a key. And then we bring it back up to the top. Or we bring it there. Move that back up again. And move it back to its 3rd position. And that allows us to grab a metal plate. The key goes into here. And the small metal plate goes in here. Now, if you remember on the note, there was these 2 notes here and here. And that gives us a coin slot. Now, this is where I got really stuck, and I still don't really understand how I got around this. So, we have this pattern here, which we can change using the key. So now we have these 2. So we've got the harp on the left and the notes on the right. So we go to the 2nd position. And it's pointing to the right, so we need the notes. We'll go to the 3rd position. And it's now pointing to the left, so we need the harp. I'll just double check I've got the correct symbols. In fact, I'll take a picture of it with my phone. I love modern technology. And then we'll go back to there. That is definitely the correct symbol. And then we'll go back here. Does it matter where that is? Ah, wrong symbol. Those symbols are very similar. Now that we've opened these, we can now go back to there. And push the buttons. So now we have a 3-digit combination and these which rotate. And if we go into the spyglass, we can see we have 5, 7, 3. Five, 7, 3. And this is a bit like a Rubik's Cube. So we have the 2D panel here, and then the 3D version here. But we need some keys to activate those. So we'll go back to this now that this is alive. No, we won't. We will go over here, and we now have more symbols. So we've got pyramid, spiral, S. So we want pyramid, well that's going to be the spiral, pyramid, and S. This gives us a coin, and I'll tell you man, it took me a long time to find my coin slot, but I finally found it. The coin goes in the coin slot. And now we play Simon Says. And that gives us the keys to move the Rubik's Cube. I think I finally got this one. So I need there to be a hole there. So I need to find the one with the hole there, and then put it away from me, but that's going to be the bottom right, so that's not right either. So I need the one with the hole there. And then put that away from me. There we go. So now I need the hole to be on the top right. So we find the hole and turn it. That's going to be bottom left. Where's the other hole? That's going to be bottom left, is it not? Yes, it is. At least I finally figured out how it works. So I need top right. Is that it? No. I was right. But there's only... there we go. And if I rotate that, that will be top right. And turn the spyglass off now. Now it turns it back on. And that gives us a red gem in a metal plate. Now the first time I played through that puzzle I didn't fully understand it, and I kind of ended up just brute forcing it. But that makes sense. So you bring the cube towards you and find the ones with the holes, and then those holes, when you turn it around, line up on the other side. Which makes sense. So we need the rest of these gems. And this is a neat little puzzle, it's not too hard. So we just pop the gems out. I thought this was going to be a lot harder than it actually was in the end. Now having said that, I'm probably going to make a complete Norse up of it. Like I am doing. I need to get another one of these out of here. There we go. A green gem. And finally... a yellow gem. And these gems go into here in a specific order. So when we put one gem in, actually this one is permanent, so that gives us a freebie. And then we can put in another color, and we're trying to make this pattern here in here. So that actually looks okay-ish. So next we'll put the blue one in and look again, and that doesn't look correct, so we'll pop the blue back out and put the blue in here. Maybe. Let's put the yellow one in. That's definitely not correct. I think it's this green one that's wrong. It's looking a bit better. So green definitely looks right. Yellow doesn't. Whoops. And now we have another marble maze to complete. And this one's a little bit tricky. And it gives you false hope. You just finish it and you gotta do it one more time. So let's bring that. And you can't control the direction of rotation either. So that wasn't correct. That one only lines up with that one, so it must be this one. And this one only lines up with this one. Which only lines up with this one. But this doesn't line up with... Ah, okay, I got it. That lines up with that one, which then goes into that one, which goes into this one, which takes us home. And that gives us a hologram, which we need to arrange like so. And then you gotta do it again. Which I'm not a big fan of, but this game doesn't suffer from too much repetition, which is nice. Just checking both sides, both ends of each one. So that one only lines up with that one. This lines up with these two. There we go. And that gives us another one of these, which we can align with that. Game complete. You made it through, unflustered, I hope, as there will surely be sterner tests to come. You have taken your first step on a longer journey. I see no benefit in hiding the truth of your predicament. There is no way back. Not for any of us. For now you are as trapped as I. Press forward with heart, my friend. There are many more rooms ahead. And that's true, there is a room 2 and a room 3, which I think I will play. I've really enjoyed this, even having to play the second half of this game twice. I've had a lot of fun. The atmosphere is fantastic. The mechanics are really nice, you know, the way the physics work. So I highly recommend for $5. Download it, give it a play, and I'll probably do the room 2 and 3 another time. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.